I think we're live, guys. Let's see if we're live. Let's see if we're live. We should be live any second. Guess we're live. We are live. There, yes, there we go. So drivers are getting ready. Everybody in their cars. Now we'll have the lap to the grid. Let's see if somebody's tuning in. There's nobody. Great. Join in and share your thoughts with me about this race. We need to enjoy this race because we're going to have a break for a couple weeks. There are not going to be any races. Next race is in Imola, 21st of May. So today is the 7th of May. We need to enjoy this. It's a crazy race. It's supposed to be a crazy race with 6 different car manufacturers in the top 6. Perez starting on the front row alongside Alonso. Sainz, second row, together with K-Mag in the Haas. You know the starting grid. You know the starting grid. Let's see what's going on here. We're live, we're live. All right. So formation lap. The cars are leaving the grid. I've put my Miami shirt today for the mood. I'm in the mood for a Miami Grand Prix. Are you in the mood for the Grand Prix? Let's see. Let's check it out. Everybody are warming up their tires. Driving alongside the fake marina inside of the track. I guess this is the Miami circuit is the second circuit together with the Mexico Grand Prix. In Mexico City. They have a stadium inside of the circuit. In this case, there is a paddock inside of the stadium, the Hard Rock Stadium. And you have the paddock hospitalities are inside the stadium. That's pretty cool. Vai Gianni, vai Gianni. Come on, Alonso. Alonso is a great starter, we know that. And I was predicting that Alonso will overtake Perez in turn 1. I'm really excited to see the start. Alonso's warming up his tires. So it's Sainz, everybody warming up their tires onto the long straight here before the start-finish line. It would be so cool if Alonso wins this race, considering that Ferrari are nowhere to be seen. I mean, is Sainz going to be able... Sainz is starting on P3, so the clean side of the track. This is a factor that can hinder the performance, the start of Alonso. The fact that he's starting from the dirty side of the grid. And we know that here with the reserved track, there is a lot of grip in the on the racing line, but outside of the racing line you get lost. There's no grip. It's very slippery. So stage is set. Everybody is slotting in their grid position. Hamilton in 13th place. All the cars are set up. Safety car is behind. There we go. We're all set. 57 laps. Lights out. Perez gets a great start. Alonso is right behind him. Yeah, Perez in the lead. So no Alonso overtake in turn one. Perez had a great start. Marvelous start from Perez. We have to say that. Yeah. Let's see, fast section now. Everybody following each other. We see Alfa Romeo. What is he doing? There was an overtake there. So I'm surprised to see that there have been no incident in the first corners. So very clean getaway from all the drivers. Magnificent. Yeah, Perez is already charging away from the pack. Let's see. Alonso is holding up Sainz. Leclerc is holding up the ass of Kevin Magnussen. Leclerc had a great start. I want to see the replay. I need to see the replay. I don't know what happened to Leclerc there. Everybody on the long back straight, just following each other. Let's remember for the first two laps, they can only take advantage of the slipstream. But everybody are in slipstream, so it's pretty difficult. From the second lap onward, the DRS will be open, and we can see some overtakes on that long back straight. Let's see, Perez, Alonso, Sainz, Gasly in fourth place, Russell in fifth, Leclerc sixth. Magnussen had a terrible start, he lost 3 positions. Then Bottas in 8th position, Verstappen is steady in 9. Verstappen didn't make any progress. He's playing the long game. Verstappen is playing the long game. He knows that he has a superior pace compared to every other car, so he doesn't need to take risks. Doesn't need to take big risks. Let's drink some water. So Perez is already 1.3 seconds ahead of Alonso. So even when DRS will be enabled, it will be outside of the 1 second mark to open the wing. Perez is already marching away from the pack. Let's see, Sainz, he's also just a second distant from Alonso, then Gasly. I mean, it's all pretty close. It's all pretty close. Behind Alonso, it's all pretty close. It's just Perez that is going away into the distance. So my prediction proved wrong. Perez had a great start and is driving away into the distance. Let's see. I'm wearing glasses tonight, not because it's the Miami mood, it's just because my eyes are a bit trashed. I had a minor surgery, so it's not a great sight to watch. I look a little bit like Rocky Balboa at this moment, when he gets beaten up. So Magnussen overtakes Leclerc for 6th position. Oh, no, I God, what's going on, Charles? What's going on? Verstappen passed Bottas, and now Verstappen is right behind the gearbox of Leclerc onto the back straight. Let's see, this is lap 3. Okay, Leclerc overtakes again Magnussen at the end of the back straight. No, somebody clipped the wall. Holy shit. 3-1, 3-1. Verstappen passes, overtakes Leclerc and Magnussen. Oh shit. Terrible couple of corners for Leclerc. Terrible, terrible. He did the move on Magnussen. He's done it at the end of the back straight, but then he got lost. He's lost balance in the rear. Perez is always 1.4 ahead of Alonso. And Verstappen is in 6th position. So Leclerc couldn't do anything to hold off Verstappen, and now it's pretty likely that Verstappen is going to charge towards the podium position. I mean, I think that he can win this race as well, but it depends also how quickly he can get rid of all the other cars before Perez, and if he will save a little bit of tires. For now, Perez is in the clean air, so he's going to take advantage of that to nurture his tires and make sure that they last the distance. Yeah, Verstappen is coming, man. Let's look at the replay and the start. Perez had a great start. Also Gasly had also a great start. Past Magnussen on the outside. Then defended on Russell. So Magnussen had a horrible start. He lost 2 positions at the start, just in the first couple of corners. Let's watch the Hamilton on board from 13th position. What is Hamilton? I don't even know where Hamilton is. For sure it's not in the top 10 yet. It was sandwiched between Hülkenberg and Albon in turn 1. Nick de Vries in 18th position. Let's look at this start. That was a fast charging McLaren in front of him. Oh shit. He tapped his rear. He tapped Norris in turn 1 and forced him wide. Let's look at the replay, the overtake, Verstappen overtake on Magnussen and Leclerc. That was brilliant. Brilliant from Max and horrible for us Ferrari fans. Yeah. So Norris had to pit, change his tires probably to avoid some tire failure. Let's see. I was expecting Aston Martin to have a better pace, to be honest, but it looks like Sainz is charging behind Alonso. Come on, Sainz. Come on, Carlos. Put your nuts out. I mean, this guy needs a little bit of encouragement. So Verstappen is only 5.9 seconds away from the lead. And he's 9/10 behind Russell in 5th position. Leclerc in 8th position, behind Magnussen, still behind Magnussen. So Esteban Ocon at the moment in the fast middle sector had a big moment there. Let's see, Alonso 1.7 behind Perez, 7/10 between Sainz and Alonso. Gasly is moving away from Sainz in 4th position. Gasly will do anything to keep his position there. What a pity for us that they looked pretty quick yesterday in qualifying, but in race stream they don't seem to have the pace. They don't have the pace to keep up with the top cars, at least at the moment. Let's see if they're playing some strategy, trying to keep their tires in case there's a safety car later on. Who knows? Verstappen puts in the fastest lap of the race up to now, 1 minute 32 seconds, 0.555. Verstappen is on fire, guys. Verstappen is on fire. Verstappen is on fire. So let's see, there's a DRS train here. Let's see. My eyes are really bothering me. So Alonso is still there. Sainz cannot make a move on Alonso. I mean, this guy. Alonso is a wily old fox. See, Verstappen at the end of the back straight on Russell. Clean pass by Verstappen. And Russell, I have to say, didn't defend much. Unlike last week, you know, that they had a moment in turn 1 and 2 at the start of the race, and Russell crashed a bit into Verstappen and caused a hole into his side pods. Now this time around, Russell doesn't defend. Verstappen has a superior car and is already in 5th position. And now it's just gaining on Gasly. Look at that on this back straight. The DRS on the Red Bull works really a treat. Verstappen is in 4th position. Yeah, I mean, let's look at the gaps. It's like Russell on Gasly in turn 1. So Gasly has lost a couple of places there. Russell, with an underperforming Mercedes, is in 5th position. Unbelievable. Lewis Hamilton, meanwhile, is still 13. Hamilton is on the hard tires. I mean, is Verstappen on the hard tires and charging this way? Holy moly, man. Holy moly. He's doing that on the hard tires. I mean, wow. Wow. Have to consider the top 8 in front of Verstappen at the start. They are all on the medium tires. And Verstappen is on the hard tires, so he can go longer at the first round of pit stops. He can go longer, for many other laps, and perhaps in case there's a safety car, he can get full advantage. So it's not over yet for Perez if he's wishing of winning this race, because Verstappen looks like the quicker car. I don't know if the R compounds are performing better, because Verstappen is also setting the fastest lap after fastest laps, and is in the traffic, unlike Perez. Probably Perez is just nursing his tires. I don't know, we will see. But it's pulling away from Alonso. It's 1.8, 1.9, 2 seconds now. 2 seconds gap between him and Alonso in second position. So we have to see. In this moment, the only driver that can fight Perez seems to be his teammate Verstappen. And now Verstappen is hitting away on Carlos Sainz as well in third position. Meanwhile, Sainz is just 6, 7 tenths behind Alonso, but cannot do any progress. Cannot do any progress. Even though, I mean, Sainz should have DRS onto the back straight, the long back straight, and Alonso doesn't have DRS because Perez is already 2.5 seconds in front of him. Now Perez is pushing. Perez is pushing. He heard the message, said Verstappen is coming, he's shitting his pants, and he started pushing. Like a madman, I guess. Look at that. Red Bull are exchanging fastest laps. Perez just did the fastest lap, and Verstappen took it again from him. So let's see the position. Perez first, Alonso in second, Sainz third, Verstappen fourth place with the fastest lap. Then followed by Russell in fifth position, Gasly, Magnussen, Leclerc and Ocon, Bottas to finish the top 10. Then behind we have Hülkenberg in 11th position, Albon in 12, Hamilton still 13 on the hard compounds. Also Hülkenberg and Ocon are on the hard compounds. Then Tsunoda in 14th place, Zhou in 15th position. Then Stroll. Stroll is having really I mean, what race is that for Stroll? He's in 16th position while his teammate is second. What's going on, Lance? What's going on with you over there? I mean, you should be at least in the top 10. At least in the top 10. Yeah, money can buy you a race seat, but they cannot buy you talent, Lance. That's the thing. That this money can buy you the race seat, but not the talent to push that car out in front. Look at that. Look at that. Leclerc tries to overtake Magnussen into turn 1, but Magnussen fights back and defends and is keeping the position. Unbelievable. props to Kevin Magnussen for that defending move. That was pretty clean and a good move from him. But very disappointing for Charles and for us Ferrari fans. I mean, it's very disappointing. It's hard to watch. My liver this year has already started growing, like oversized, because of the Ferrari mishaps. They're still fighting, still fighting. Charles, you need to keep your cool. Keep your things together, man. Onto the long back straight. Let's see if Leclerc can do any moves. It's 410 behind Magnussen. Magnussen is also taking advantage of opening the wing, the DRS behind Gasly. Let's see, Verstappen, Perez, fastest lap. Verstappen takes the fastest lap from him again, once again. Now Verstappen is only 410 behind Sainz. Sainz is trying to defend. I mean, Alonso is playing a little bit of a bottleneck because it's there. It's just losing ground on Perez. He's 3.4 seconds away from Perez. So this is playing beautifully in Perez's hand. It's playing really good for him. Sainz tried to make it harder for Verstappen, but couldn't do nothing. Couldn't do nothing there. And Verstappen is in third position. And now onto the long back straight, charging behind Alonso, and I guess he can also open the wing there. Yeah. Yeah, once the DRS gets going, look at that. It's just behind Alonso. Just there behind Alonso. So my obvious prediction for today's race, that I've also said in my video, my previous video that I uploaded, would be that we'll have a Red Bull 1-2, regardless of positions between Verstappen and Perez. Then Alonso in P3, Sainz P4, and then I said Magnussen P5, but Magnussen now is just losing ground. What is he doing? What happened to him? Ah, he's in the pits. Magnussen is in the pits. So now Leclerc has a bit of a open air in front of him, but there's Gasly just, it's just there, Gasly. Well, 3 seconds away from Leclerc, so it's not that close. Look at that. Verstappen overtakes Alonso. It's too easy for Red Bull. It's too easy for Red Bull. At this stage of the year, Red Bull are just flying. Nobody can do anything to Red Bull in this moment. Especially here in Miami, they look so quick. Verstappen has such a great pace. Look at that. He's gained 7 places in 15 laps. Unbelievable. Now Verstappen is 3 seconds behind Perez, but he's on the hard tires, so he can go longer than Perez. So in this moment, it's looking a bit more rosier for Verstappen and less comforting for Perez. See the Dutch fans in the grandstand. They're joyous about Verstappen move on Alonso. Who's in the pits here? Gasly's in the pits. Yeah, now we're starting with the pit stops, everybody. So we are in lap 16. Let's see, Perez radio message, front right is starting to give up a bit. Oh. That's pretty bad. Let's see, in the top 6, Verstappen is the only one on the hard compound. And it's at fastest laps. Of course, Verstappen will have to put on a different set of tires for the rules. So I guess by the end of the race, he will put on the medium tires for sure. And now he will try to go as long as possible onto the hard compound. Let's see, Alonso cannot keep up with Verstappen. Well, of course, he couldn't defend on Verstappen, so it's pretty obvious that he doesn't have the pace to follow Verstappen. And Sainz, on the other hand, is always behind Alonso, not doing any progress. Leclerc, meanwhile, is in 6th position. He's trying to catch Russell in 5th. Hamilton is now in 9th position, taking advantage of other people in front of him pitting for the hard compound. Everybody is switching onto the hard compound, so I guess that probably we will have only one stop, and everybody try to go to the end with this tire. Russell into the pits for Mercedes and Leclerc as well. 2.7 seconds for Russell and 2.6 seconds for Leclerc pit stop. So Leclerc just gained 1/10 over Russell. It's a bit of fresh air now for him, now that he got out from the pits. Let's watch on board Hamilton. Hamilton now is currently sitting in 7th position. Russell has pitted the hard tires and is in 12 now, followed by Gasly, Magnussen and Leclerc. So actually Leclerc is the big loser here. Yeah. Leclerc has lost a lot of position, I guess. So who pitted first has enjoyed what is considered the undercut. Oh, look at that locks up. Sainz locks up into the pit lane. So let's see, 2.2 seconds Sainz pit stop. 2.2, that was really good from Ferrari. Well done, Ferrari. Once in a while, you do something well. So Sainz is in 7th place, just behind Hamilton. That was a good pit stop for Ferrari and for Sainz. Not so well for Leclerc. Let's watch the onboard from Perez in slow motion there, the quick middle sector. Nobody's here. It's a little bit lonely at the moment. So Perez is like 22 seconds. He has a 22 seconds gap on Hülkenberg and Hamilton behind. So Sainz overtook Hamilton. Very well, Carlos. Good on you. Of course, Hamilton fight is now with Sainz. Sainz is fighting for a podium position, possibly with Alonso. I'm surprised that Alonso didn't beat. I think Alonso was hoping for a safety car. That's why he hasn't beat it yet. But now this is going to play into Carlos Sainz's hands. Red Bull, they're getting ready there. The pits. Well, it's going to be for sure Sergio Perez that has the medium compound tire. And there you go, Perez, box. 2.3 seconds for Perez. Great work from Red Bull. Carlos Sainz overtakes Hülkenberg and is just behind Perez. 3.3 seconds behind Perez. So not looking great. Fernando Alonso is the big loser here, I think. Yeah, Fernando Alonso is the big loser. If he pits now, basically he would be behind Sainz. We have Ocon. Ocon in the Alpine with the hard compound tires is in third position now. But Perez is coming. So he will get rid of Ocon very quickly, I assume. So let's see what's going on here. Who's under pressure there? Stroll, Russell. Russell is putting pressure onto Lance Stroll. There's a bit of a train there with Stroll, Albon, and Russell. So Perez gets rid of Ocon. He's in the top three again. 14 seconds behind Alonso, who's also 4 seconds behind Verstappen. So Aston Martin don't have the pace here. To give Red Bull any thoughts, any trouble, and a good run for their money. Red Bull are just too strong. Red Bull are just too strong for anyone. Let's see what's going on here. So, let's see. Lap 23. So Russell is charging on Lance Stroll, and it's taking the position into turn one. There's nothing that Stroll could do. So let's see. Stroll hasn't pitted yet. He's on the hard compound, top 10. Meanwhile, Alonso is in P2. So now the gap between Verstappen and Perez in third position is 17.1 seconds. And of course, Verstappen will have to stop to put on a different compound of tires. Now, what was this as? An S overtaking an Alfa Romeo, but I don't know who's. Let's see. It's not clear who was there. Let's listen to Verstappen. Verstappen was just giving a little bit of guidance to Giampiero Lambiase, his race engineer. And Lambiase said, Max, focus on the racetrack and leave this to me. Was talking about front wing settings for the medium compound tire when they will have to do the switch. Pierre Gasly made a nice move on Lance Stroll here. Nice on the inside, clean, and away he goes. So Ocon is in third position there. Let's see if Sainz is making a little bit of ground. Alonso is just half a second behind Sainz. It's gonna be interesting. Stroll is lamenting with his race engineer about having updates about the race. He wants to know what he has to do if he has to push. Man, you have to push every single lap. Come on. Push that car to the limit. Don't worry about anything. You're young. You have to prove yourself. Your teammate is 41 years old, almost 42, and it's fighting for a podium, top positions. So, what do you think you have to do there? Let's see what happens here. Fernando Alonso overtakes Carlos Sainz. So at least it looks like Aston Martin have a better pace than Ferrari. Yeah. Alonso has pitted like six laps later compared to Sainz to put his tires on, so he has a fresher hard compound and has already passed Sainz. So I guess this is, at least for now, it looks like game over for Sainz for a podium position. Meanwhile, Leclerc is lost in 13th position, always behind Magnussen. Unbelievable. A nightmare of a race for Charles Leclerc. Cannot make any progress. Let's see, Perez is 16 seconds behind Verstappen, and he has the fastest lap for the time being. Ocon is, well, now in case, let's say, for just as an example, if there would be a safety car now, the biggest gainer would be Esteban Ocon, who sits in third position on the hard compound tires. And he's like a good 9.3 seconds ahead of Alonso in fourth position. Or no, actually Alonso is just behind Ocon. So I didn't see that well. That was the gap between Perez and Ocon, which is 9 seconds. So Alonso is going to quickly overtake his ex-teammate at Alpine. Onto the finish line here. Yeah, there you go. Alonso is in P3. Thanks to the DRS, but of course Aston Martin has a better pace, has a better car compared to Alpine. So let's see, because also Alonso is 25 seconds, 26 seconds behind Verstappen, and we know that to get in and get out of the pits, you need around 22 seconds. So this could be tight. This could be tight for Max, but of course Red Bull have a superior pace, so even though Verstappen will end up behind Alonso in P3, I think that he will quickly overtake Alonso again and regain second position. I'm falling asleep here. I'm falling asleep. If I fall asleep, nobody's going to notice because I also have glasses. Carlos Sainz on Esteban Ocon. He overtakes Ocon. So we have Red Bull 1-2 with Perez and Verstappen, then Alonso in third position, Sainz in fourth, Ocon in fifth. Then the two Mercedes of Hamilton and Russell in sixth and seventh place. Hülkenberg in eighth position, followed by Yuki Tsunoda and Pierre Gasly in 10th position. Then we have Leclerc still behind Kevin Magnussen. Kevin Magnussen has just become the Charles Leclerc biggest nightmare in this race because he cannot overtake him. And he's lost in a lonely 13th position there. Then we have the two Alfa Romeo, 14 and 15, Guan Yu Zhou and Bottas. Albon is in 16. So let's see. We have Williams and McLaren. They look really bad, really bad. They are in the bottom. It's only Nick De Vries in between them. And let's see. De Vries is in 18th position, and his teammate Tsunoda is in 9th position. So for sure, Nick De Vries is not feeling comfortable with this car. It's pretty likely that it's not comfortable with this setup or something, because it's so far behind compared to Yuki Tsunoda. Out in front, Perez set the fastest lap. It's always 15.3 seconds behind teammate Verstappen. So Perez, he gained something like half a second, 6/10 on Verstappen. I guess Verstappen is also, pacing down a little bit his car to try and let the tires last. And in case there is a safety car now, I was expecting a safety car, to be fair. But no thunderstorm and no rain, as it was expected for today's race. Of course, the rain would have shuffled the whole situation, the whole field. Let's see, on board with Russell, behind his teammate Hamilton. So Hamilton makes way for Russell. Didn't defend, didn't even try it. Probably it's because Russell has better tires. Yeah, makes sense, makes sense. Well, that was really fair. Good sport from Lewis. He knows that there is nothing to gain now to fight his teammate in 6th and 7th position. So he has let Russell go through with fresher tires. Lewis is on old hard compound tires, trying to make them last. Probably he has started with the hard compound. I think he wants to do something similar to Verstappen and just put the medium tire like about around lap 40, so that they can last till the end for the next 17 laps if they beat a lap 40, around lap 40. Someone just went wide. It was an ass. An ass went wide. I don't know who was that. See here, we have somebody watching, somebody passing by, but nobody stays. I understand. Well, of course, everybody wants to watch the race. You should be watching the race. Would be nice if you can hop in and write some comments, write your thoughts about the race. What do you think? Who you think is going to win? Do you think there will be a safety car or not? So, Hulkenberg into the pits, 2.9 seconds. Sainz has lost 2 seconds in this last lap and even lost position to Ocon. What happened there? Now he's overtaking Ocon again, so he's in 4th position. Probably Sainz went wide because he has lost like close to 2 seconds in the previous lap. Might have had some issues or going wide, probably. Leclerc, 12th position, always behind Magnussen. He has learned Magnussen gearbox. He knows it by heart now, Charles Leclerc. He's gonna have nightmare. He's going to have nightmare about the Magnussen gearbox tonight, Charles. Oh dear, oh dear. So Russell, it's very far from Alonso. So I wasn't expecting Mercedes to have this pace into the race. They really didn't look the part, in the free practice sessions and into qualifying. Verstappen, meanwhile, puts on the fastest lap, 1 minute 31.2 seconds. Perez is always 15.8. He has lost a couple of tenths now. While Alonso is also losing ground compared to the Red Bull, and now Alonso is 31 seconds, 31.2 seconds behind Verstappen in the lead. Let's see. Russell overtakes Ocon. Now he's in 5th position. I think there was a bit of a fight between Ocon and Russell. They were exchanging position. This is Magnussen cutting the corner because he lost balance. He went wide, so he has cut the corner there in the fast middle section of the second sector. Well, Leclerc is in 12th position. I don't think anything is going to happen for him here. Very difficult afternoon for Leclerc. Look at that. Stuck behind the Haas for some reason. Cannot move past. Now it's very close. DRS open. Tries to make a move. Let's see. And he does it. He does it. So finally, after 37 laps, Charles Leclerc overtakes Kevin Magnussen. But now Magnussen is fighting back. Look at that. Look at that. Into turn one. Overtakes Leclerc again. Oh, Christ. My God. It's great driving from Magnussen. Great driving from Magnussen. But my dear, oh dear. Ferrari. We are fighting with a Haas, you know? Look at that. Russell overtakes Sainz. And my liver is gone. My liver is gone. Oh my God. This is so sad. This is so sad. Sainz in fifth position, overtook by George Russell. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. I wasn't expecting Ferrari to fare this bad into the race. Actually, at times they looked like the second quickest car in the free practice sessions. Probably it's the hard compound. The hard compound is not working well onto the Ferrari, but this is pretty sad. Look at that with the rear wing open. It's like Russell just was just eating, on Sainz. He's gained so much into that straight. Unbelievable. What's going on with Ferrari? They look so shitty. My God. So now Verstappen is gaining on Perez, 17.2 seconds behind Verstappen. Alonso is always 15 seconds behind Perez, but is 32, 33 seconds. So it's basically Verstappen that is just gaining ground on anyone. At the moment, Nico Hülkenberg in 15th position. He holds the fastest lap, which is useless because he's not going to get a point if he stays in 15th position. He needs to be in the top 10 to get the extra point from the fastest lap. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton has pitted for medium compound tires and now is sitting in 12th position behind Bottas, his ex-teammate. It's just behind him. Let's see, fighting through to the finish line, and he makes it. He overtakes Bottas, and now he's in 11th position. But it's not over. Let's see Bottas fighting back, but he cannot do anything. Very timely for Lewis Hamilton to pass even Ocon, and he's in 10th position now, behind Magnussen. Meanwhile, Leclerc is in front of Magnussen finally after 40 laps, and is sitting into 8th position. Let's watch the replay from Hamilton. Yeah, he has placed the car beautifully behind Bottas. He was on the outside. He played the hold switcheroo, and then he overtook him into the inside to the finish line. Out in front, Verstappen is still leading, 17.8 seconds in front of Perez. Meanwhile, Alonso has gained a little bit of tenths and is 14.9 seconds now, 0.8 behind Perez. Russell is 7 seconds away from Alonso in 4th position. Then Sainz, 1.8 seconds behind Russell. It's losing ground, Sainz. It's losing grounds, and Gasly, oh well, it's far, 8 seconds away from Sainz in 5th. Then Lance Stroll, Leclerc. Leclerc is 2.5 seconds behind Lance Stroll. So let's see. For some reason, Stroll is made it into the top 10. He's in 7th position now. As we said, while his teammate Alonso is virtually on the podium. Lap 42, we have 15 laps to go, and Lewis Hamilton puts in the fastest lap, or is the fastest first sector. Sorry. Hülkenberg still holds the fastest lap for now. Logan Sargeant, home hero, Logan Sargeant is is in the bottom, last of the pile in 20th position. Oscar Piastri, the other rookie in the McLaren, is 19. Lando Norris is in 16th position. It's like a no event race for McLaren. Poor McLaren. Historical team like them, with so much success, so much heritage and history. They are nowhere to be seen in this race. Especially this year, things are looking pretty bad for McLaren. Look at that. Verstappen now is gaining on Perez. He's 18.2 seconds out in front. Let's remember that he needs 22 seconds, more than 22 seconds gap to Perez if he's to pit and get out still in front of his teammate. But of course, even if he's behind, when Verstappen will come out from the pits, he will have fresh, softer tire compared to Perez, who will be on old hard tires. So this is looking more and more likely a Verstappen win, I have to say. Let's see who's in the pits. Aston Martin. Stroll is in the pits. Ah, okay. So this is Stroll first pit stop, I guess. Yeah, that's why he was in 7th position. Now he's gonna crawl back into the lower position once again, and he comes out of the pits in P15. Lando Norris just behind him in 16th position. Norris is on 38 laps onto the hard compound tire. Sainz is in no man's land in 5th position, so is Leclerc. He has managed to overtake Magnussen, but it's not gaining any ground even on Pierre Gasly in the Alpine in 6th position. So very poor performance from Ferrari in this race. Very, very poor. So nothing is going on here at the moment. It's like everybody are just holding station with their position. Meanwhile, the gap between race leader Verstappen and Perez in 2nd position is always 18.2, 18.3 seconds. Verstappen is yet to pit, let's remember. He has done like 45 laps on a set of hard compound tires. Unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable stuff from Verstappen and from Red Bull. Now Sergio Perez gets the fastest lap, 1 minute 30 second 0.8. Lap times are starting to crumble now because the cars are lighter on fuel. So we will see quicker and quicker lap times now toward the end. From now till the end. Let's see, Russell always in 4th position, while Hamilton is in 9th position. So Hamilton is in the top 10. As things stands, he has gained 4 position compared to his starting grid slot in 13th place. Now, fastest lap for Lance Stroll, 1 minute 30 seconds 0.8, just a little quicker compared to Perez's fastest lap, 1 lap earlier. Now, Verstappen, box. Verstappen is in the box. Let's see, 18.4 seconds ahead of Perez. So we assume that Perez is going to pass now Verstappen. Let's see. He's gonna have like about 3 or 4 seconds advantage to Verstappen when he gets out. Oh, look at that. They're very close, and Perez is out in front, but Verstappen is just a couple seconds behind him. Just 1.3 seconds. Unbelievable stuff. Now we have 11 laps to go, and Verstappen is on a medium compound tire. Let's hope for a bit of fighting here. Let's hope for a bit of fighting and excitement, at least for these last 10 laps. Let's see, 1.6 seconds between Perez and Verstappen in second position. Alonso is too far back, 14 seconds behind Verstappen in third. Let's see if Verstappen is already heading away at Perez, 1.58. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Fans that are cheering for Sergio Perez. This is crucial. 1.2 seconds, Verstappen 1 second. It's just eating on Perez. Well, I think this is a no. I mean, this is no competition at all. Verstappen is just going to fly past Perez as things stands now. He's on a fresh compound of medium tires, while Perez is on a 25 laps old hard tires. So he's not going to be able to defend. Now Verstappen opens his wings behind. It's always closer, he's inching closer and closer to Perez. And now it's just 6 tenths behind his teammate. They have so much grip, this Red Bull, but especially now Verstappen with this with this fresh compound tires, set of tires. It's just eating away at Perez. Look at that, so close, just 3 tenths behind him. Too close. Now they will go into the long back straight, and Verstappen is just like 3 tenths behind Perez. So as soon as he opened the wings, it's going to be bye-bye Sergio. Unbelievable stuff from Verstappen, starting in P9. 200 miles an hour down the pit straight. Oh, look at that. Perez defending the inside line. Run down to turn 1. Verstappen is always behind, but now it's quicker and it's passing Perez. But Perez is on the inside. Wheel to wheel with his teammate. Oh, no. Verstappen is out in front. Wow, beautiful stuff from Verstappen and Perez. Well, they didn't want to run into each other, that's for sure. There was a fair fight, but I have to say that Perez didn't fight too much. He didn't fight too much the position there. Well, we have to say that it's fair. It's fair for Verstappen to be in P1 because he had a great pace all throughout the weekend. And if it wasn't for Leclerc's crash yesterday, probably Verstappen would have put it on pole. And with Verstappen on pole, by now it would have been like 20, 30 seconds out in front. That's for sure. So now it's looking more and more likely. Lap 48. Yeah, well, Verstappen is already fastest lap and is already 1.6 seconds out in front. 1 minute 30 seconds, 0.6. Verstappen fastest lap. I think Perez, just thought, okay, it's over because it's just cruising now. For sure, Verstappen is going to open up a gap between him and Perez just to prove a point that he was the quickest car, he was the quickest driver this weekend. Meanwhile, here we have Stroll charging on Alexander Albon in the Williams in 13th position. and right behind them there's Nico Hulkenberg. So there's a bit of fighting here. With that, Albon is defending on Lance Stroll, who's on the outside at turn one, and it's just gone. Stroll is gone. Overtake complete. So I guess this is it. Verstappen out in front, 7 laps to go. Parents not capable of fighting back. Well, of course, they were on two complete different strategies, but Perez should have done better in the first stint to create a bigger gap between himself and Verstappen. Instead, Verstappen was just quicker on both stints. On the hard compound tires and on the medium compound tires, it's definitely quicker. Let's see here. There's a bit of fight for Leclerc with Pierre Gasly. Now is 1 second behind Gasly. Alonso, third position, is giving suggestion to his team to help out Lance Stroll, who's struggling in 13th place. What a showman, Alonso, huh? Is Max struggling? It's like Perez asking his team, is Max struggling? He's hoping that his teammate is struggling. Because there is no way that he's going to win the race unless Verstappen has an issue out in front. But with 6 laps to go, that looks unlikely to happen. So, still lap 51. Perez is just losing ground, 2.2 seconds behind Timo Verstappen. It's a bit of fight here for 12th position between Bottas and Stroll. Stroll is just behind Bottas. He's opening up the wing, but so is Bottas, who's behind Tsunoda and has helped him with the DRS and to defend on Lance Stroll, who's charging behind him. Meanwhile, Alonso looks like another podium for him. He could have been on podium last time out, but he was at the end he was like 8 tenths behind Charles Leclerc in third position. Leclerc started in 7th position and now is in 7th position, ahead of Hamilton. So he has not made any progress, Charles. Actually, he has lost ground and he had to gain it back again. Let's see, finally. 5 laps to go. Verstappen out in front. Quickest lap. 1 minute 30 seconds, point 3. So Verstappen is going for the win and the fastest lap. He wants to maximize his points also compared to his teammate. Let's remember the last time around in Baku, Perez has gained 8 points on Verstappen and he slashed the difference in points between them to only 6 points. But if Verstappen wins today with the fastest lap, he's going to regain those 8 points back, and that will put him like 14 points ahead of his teammate Perez in the Drivers' Championship. Meanwhile, Alonso seems to be Mr. Third Place, Mr. Podium. Last place of the podium, but still a podium. You get to spray the champagne, get the trophy, so he will be absolutely happy about it. Also considering that Aston Martin at the beginning of the year, they were hoping for a couple podiums. But now they have like virtually 4 podium out of 5 races. So brilliant start for Alonso and Aston Martin. Brilliant stuff. And very poor from Ferrari, because Ferrari, they were expecting to fight Red Bulls for the wins. Huh? Let's not forget that. Instead, we are in 5th and 6th position. What happened there? Somebody has pitted. I don't understand how Leclerc jumped into 6th position. But now Hamilton is just... Oh, this is sensible. Hamilton is half a second behind Charles Leclerc. No, please, no. 3 laps to go. Please, hold Hamilton back. Man, come on. We don't want to lose ground on Mercedes as well. I mean... It's a bit of confusion here in the team radio messages. Russell was thinking that he was close to Perez, but it's not actually. Oh no, Lewis Hamilton on the inside of Charles Leclerc, and he makes the move stick. Fudge that. Hamilton in 6th position and Leclerc is back into 7th. So Ferrari is looking like the 4th quickest car today. Behind the Red Bull, the Aston Martin, and even behind the Mercedes. I mean, Sainz is a long way out in front compared to Hamilton, so unless he stops the car onto the side of the track, he's going to keep his 4th, 5th position there. 4th position. Or no, 5th, because Russell is out in 4th position. I just want to cry. Thank God that at least I'm happy that and I was celebrating for the great achievement that the Napoli soccer team has accomplished this year. We have won the Italian Serie A, the football league in Italy. So Napoli are champion of Italy. I'm really happy about that. I've been celebrating the last couple of days, and that's making me feel better. But Ferrari wise, I'm just dying inside of myself. I'm not showing it, but I'm crying inside, because Ferrari are are really, they're displaying such a terrible, terrible car. And we have the Ferrari clowns here. Ferrari clowns on the pit wall. That's what we have. 2 laps to go. To be honest, I'm really looking forward for the end of this race. It's the end of a suffering, I would say. Look at that, Verstappen is pulling away from Perez 4.5 seconds. 4.5 seconds out in front. Alonso is 21 seconds behind Perez. My God, look at that Red Bull pace. It's unbelievable. Their car is really out of this world. And another fastest lap for Verstappen, 1 minute 29 seconds, 0.7. Lap times are crumbling. Lap times are crumbling. We are under the 1 minute 30. Perez has no answer for Verstappen. He's on a hold, hard compound tires. There's nothing he can do. He cannot even go for a fastest lap. So this is likely looking Verstappen grabbing the fastest lap and the extra point that comes with it. Let's see now, Verstappen is in the slower section of the track, in the middle sector. And now on to the long back straight before the finish line. Verstappen is going to win this race with a 5-second gap compared to teammate Perez in second position. Let's remember that Verstappen started this race from 9th position. 9th on the grid, on to the win for Verstappen. And he wins the Miami Grand Prix, Max Verstappen. It's another 1-2 for Red Bull. Sergio Perez finishes second. And once again, Fernando Alonso in third position. So this year is like Red Bull 1-2 and then Alonso. Congratulations, Fernando. Congratulations, Fernando. I'm happy for you. Great display from Fernando Alonso, who puts it on the podium again. Sainz has a 5-second penalty, but is going to keep the 5th position because Lewis Hamilton is 8.7 seconds behind him. So these are our finisher. Verstappen wins, Perez in second, Alonso third to round up the podium. Then we have Russell in 4th position, Sainz in 5th place, Hamilton in 6th position, followed by Leclerc in 7th. Then 8th position for Gasly, 9 Ocon, the 2 Alpine, 8 and 9 respectively. We have Magnussen for us in the top 10, who gets a point, well-deserved point for Magnussen and us. I was expecting them to do a little bit better, considering the pace they had through the weekend, especially yesterday in qualifying. Verstappen calls it simply lovely. This is his trademark signature words. Simply lovely. Impressive stuff from Red Bull and Verstappen to win yet again another race, another 1-2 for Red Bull. Perez for sure is going to be disappointed and is going to find all kinds of excuses now when he will go to the media pen after this race. sure about that, because when he doesn't win, he finds all kinds of excuses. And he would say that he was struggling with that, he was struggling with the tires. He must have struggled with something, this is for sure. But it's really on a few words. Well, his teammate started 9 and won the race. He started on pole and he has lost to his teammate. So I assume that that's a very harsh reality check for Sergio Perez, but he does well to go on and compliment his teammate Max Verstappen. Good sportsmanship. Verstappen is pointing his finger to the number one who sits on his car. He says, I'm the number one. I'm the number one driver. I'm the best. And yes, he is. At the moment, he is unbeatable. You just need unlucky situation or car unreliability, to hinder Verstappen from winning. There is no way of stopping him at the moment. Fernando Alonso is very happy with his third place. We are happy for him as well. Good job, Fernando. Good job. Happy to see you on the podium once again. Sergio Perez shaking hands with the Max Verstappen team, side of the garage. Yeah, of course, Verstappen is happy because he's won the race. Perez is faking up a smile. He's not gonna be that happy. I can already see his face, a struggling face from Perez. Of course, it's disappointing considering that it started on pole. Charles Leclerc looks really trashed. Carlos Sainz goes on to talk with him. What happened with your car? Your car looks like shit. Yeah, my car as well. I mean, we are supposed to drive Ferrari, not two racing beans. I don't know what to call them. Really, really disappointing. So this is it, I guess. Well, good race for Verstappen. Excellent race, actually, for Verstappen to win this race. He made the difference by going long, very long, onto the hard tires. I mean, let's not forget that he's pitted for medium compound on the 45th lap, something like that. So he has done a very impressive stint with those hard compounds. I finished my water. I need to drink some water, but I guess we're gonna end the stream here. So guys, I'm gonna end the stream here. Now we have the podium. Let's enjoy the podium, and we'll follow up with a short recap video about this race. Even though there is not much to say, but we will wrap it up. We'll wrap up this live stream. Thank you for tuning in, the few of you that did it. And I'll see you in the next video, in the next live stream. We're going to be back live here at the Imola Grand Prix in Italy. The 19th of May we will have free practice, and then 20th of May we will have qualifying sessions, and we will definitely be live. And for the race I cannot promise because probably I will be busy working. We'll have to see, but if I can make it, I will be back live for the Imola Grand Prix race. But for sure, you're gonna see me in the next video. I'm gonna put up some nice little videos about this race, and we're gonna give votes to the driver for today's race, and we're gonna do some nice little follow-up after this race. So guys, hope you enjoy it, and wish you a wonderful continuation of the day, of the evening, wherever you are. Goodbye. Don't forget to subscribe, like this stream, like whatever, put on some likes, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep on following me. Okay? Thank you so much. Have a good time. Bye.